I'm on a mission to get my spark back this year. For me, part of that comes from my physical health. So right now, I'm focusing on weight loss and building new healthy habits so that I can become the best version of myself. However, changing my whole life overnight is neither realistic or sustainable. Instead, I believe in making small changes every day that will make me feel better in the long run. This is my journey. I'm starting this week at 202.3 pounds, and my goal for this week is just to keep up with the momentum that I currently have going on. So here's my current weight loss plan. I want to drink a gallon of water every day. That means 3 of these. I'm also aiming to eat 100 grams of protein a day, and I have a calorie budget of about 2,000 calories in order to be in a calorie deficit. As for movement, I want to hit 8,000 steps a day, and I also am currently doing the Ignite program on the Alive app, and so I'm aiming for 4 workout sessions a week. This week, I'm also adding 2 new rules that don't really have anything to do with weight loss, but are going to help me get out of this life slump that I've been in for the past couple of weeks. First, I want to finish one book. I feel like I've been in a little bit of a reading slump recently. I don't remember the last time I finished a book, and so I just want to commit to finishing something. It doesn't even have to be a long book. It could be something that I've already started. It could be a new book entirely, but I just want to get back into a reading habit because I feel like this is the one thing that lately has been kind of lacking from my life, and I think it would be a great replacement from the TV, which I've been watching a lot of. And rule number 2, I would like to do one activity that isn't reading, gaming, or watching TV throughout the week. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a cozy hobby at home, but I just want to find new ways of occupying my time because I have been, as I said before, watching a lot of TV and gaming a lot on my Switch recently. And while there's nothing wrong with that in small doses, I feel like that's been the main way I've been occupying myself. And I think it's the main reason why I feel in this life slump at the moment. So I just want to find new ways of sparking my creativity or just making myself a little bit more active and challenged. I feel like mentally I've just not been challenging myself recently, and I've been extra lazy, and I just want to push myself a little bit harder and do something a little bit different. For breakfast today, I'm having my go-to combo, which is Belgian sourdough toast with butter, a Premier protein shake, and I'll also be drinking this Lonnie for a grand total of 382 calories and 37 grams of protein. I'm back from the gym and now it's time for lunch. So I'm having some potatoes. I got these potatoes that are the bistro style savory wedges. They are so good. I'm obsessed with them. So I made a few of these. Next, I have the chicken from Costco, of course. Super easy and tasty. I'm gonna add a few baby carrots for color, fun, and crunch. And to finish it off, I'm gonna add this Renee's cucumber and dill dip. It is so good and it'll taste really good with the chicken, the carrots, and the potatoes. We're gonna do about a tablespoon. And that right there will bring my meal to about 400 calories and 25 grams of protein. Here's a little close-up of my meal in case you wanted to see what it actually looked like. To end the night, I thought I would give myself a little bit of a treat. So I have some frozen yogurt here. I'll admit, I thought when I bought this that it would only be cherry, but as it turns out, it's a swirl flavor. It's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of vanilla frozen yogurt or ice cream, so oh well. But I'm still gonna enjoy this, and that will bring me to 1,946 calories and 130 grams of protein for today. I just finished my last water of the day while reading in bed, and now I'm going to sleep. Breakfast this morning is a blueberry yogurt bowl with blueberry yogurt, blueberries, and some cinnamon toast crunch for 328 calories and 18 grams of protein. Today is my day off from the gym, and so I have been taking this morning very slowly. I've been enjoying myself and just chilling out, relaxing, but that does mean I am a little bit behind on all of my health goals right now. I'm only at barely 2,000 steps in, and so I definitely need to make that a priority. So right now what I'm about to do is hop on the walking pad, put on some YouTube videos in the background, and just walk for a while so that I can get more steps in, because otherwise we are not going to hit that goal. I'm also behind on my water. I'm only on water number 1. I definitely need to pick up the pace, but I'm not too worried. I think while I walk, it's probably going to help me finish at least this first water bottle and probably start a second. And then diet wise, I'm doing okay, but I'm a little bit behind on where I would like to be protein wise. I'm only at 50 grams of protein so far today. So I do need to pick up the pace a bit. Otherwise I'll have to have a really big dinner if I want to hit my 100 grams of protein goal. But aside from that, I wanted to say I just got off a call with my old employer because I'm going to be working on a new freelance project with them. So I just had the briefing call and I'm excited to just get something going on in my life. FYI, I'm currently unemployed, but I have started job searching. I decided to just start dipping my toes in it again. I don't really know what I want, and I'll admit the job search itself hasn't been going super easily. I still have this resistance towards going back to work, and I find it hard to get excited about the opportunities that are on the market right now, but I am slowly trying to get back into it. And so that freelance opportunity is just a good way for me to, have something going on, add a little bit of structure to my days. It's a recurring project that's going to happen over the course of, I believe, 10 weeks, if I remember correctly. So at least I'll have, even though it's not like a big bulk of time, I'll still have something going on every week. That means that I will feel a little bit more productive. And so I'm excited to just get started on working again. So yeah, now I'm just going to go get those steps in. Just got done with my walking pad session and I ended up walking for around an hour, which means that I managed to get about 7,000 steps in so far today, which I love. It means that I won't have to worry about my step goal for the rest of the day. And also it made me kind of realize that I've been underutilizing my walking pad recently and I should definitely get back into using it more regularly. I especially love having like a YouTube video binge watching session going on while I walk on the walking pad. So I definitely want to do that more often. Now I'm feeling a little bit snacky, so I want to try this Alani Munchies protein shake, which has 30 grams of protein. This is honestly not bad. I like it. For dinner, I'm having one of my favorite meals to make at home. So I have some poke here, which brings my total for today at a little bit over 2,000 calories and 117 grams of protein. Breakfast this morning is a Premier protein shake with oatmeal, on which I've put some raspberries, a drizzle of maple syrup, and a few slivered almonds.
Everybody's secret ingredient, the flavor packet. You'll see why.
I feel like today kind of went away from me. I wanted to update you guys much sooner, but for some reason I just haven't really wanted to pick up my camera. And I also feel like I didn't have much to record or anything really remotely interesting. I mean, I went to the gym this morning and then I did some laundry this afternoon, watched some YouTube videos, and now I took a shower, and tonight I'm going to the movie theater with my sister, so I'm excited about that part. That said, I have been crushing my goals today. I think I'm currently at 80 grams of protein. I have about 1,200 calories consumed so far. I am at 6,600 steps for today. Where I'm struggling a little bit more, however, is with my water. I'm still on water number 1, which is not great. I wanted to be much further along. Ideally, I would have finished my water before going to the movie theater tonight. I don't think that's going to be possible. So what I'm hoping to do is to at least finish this first water bottle before dinner, and then I will try to drink at least half of another one while I'm having dinner, and then I'll try to drink the remaining water bottle while I am driving back here and also just before bed. So that's going to be the game plan. We'll see if that ends up happening, but it's okay if it doesn't. The goal is just to drink as much as possible. I do have an Awala under my belt, however. So theoretically, I'm probably at 50 ounces of water for today so far, which is not too bad, but I want to do better. Anyway, right now I'm about to pick up a book, actually. I am hoping to finish Spiral by Balcabra. I have about 60 pages left of this book to read, and so I just want to finish it and move on. I will say I have not been enjoying this one nearly as much as I did Collide. Collide was a 4-star read for me, really fun. If you love the Off Campus series, I think you're going to love that book. But this one has been a little bit more on the emotional side, a little bit less spicy. I say a little bit less, it's a lot less spicy. We have a celibate hero, so that tells you kind of the level of spice you can expect out of this. But I have been enjoying the characters, and the storyline is fine. It's not anything special, but it has been fun, and you still get that Balcabra signature with emotionally available characters that are communicating and just well developed. Anyway, I think right now I'm gonna try to finish this before dinner. It's currently 4:45, and so I would like to have dinner a little bit earlier than usual usual because I will need to leave for my sister's probably at around 6, maybe before, because it's going to be peak rush hour. And so I don't know how much time I'm going to be sitting in traffic. And the movie starts at 6:55 and I want to be at my sister's at the latest at 6:30. So we'll have to see. I'll keep an eye on that, but I might have to leave earlier just to make sure that we don't arrive to the movie late. And so I'm going to try to finish this, then have dinner. For dinner, I'm having my favorite salad, which has romaine, some grape tomatoes, a baby cucumber, some edamame, super sweet corn, the Costco chicken nuggets, some fried crispy onions, and some light mayo for a grand total of about 400 calories and 20 grams of protein.
Don't have to. We have the whole place to ourselves.
Good morning, friends. Before I tell you about my plans for today, I thought I would do a final recap of yesterday. So as it turns out, I unfortunately did not reach my water goal. But you know what? I'm okay with this. I was maybe 30 ounces away from hitting a gallon, and I would rather have gotten as close as I did than not have tried at all. And I'm at this point where I want to shift my mindset to done is better than perfect. I would rather put in the effort and not be perfect every day, but still achieve results than give up entirely because I decide that it's not even worth trying if I'm not going to do it perfectly. And so I'm okay with what happened yesterday. Today's a brand new day. We have a fresh start. We're going to try to drink our water. And so I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself because I think last week I was just chasing perfection. And I'm just tired of doing that. Anyway, today was supposed to be a gym day, but I decided to push it back to tomorrow because I woke up and my back felt so sore for some reason. I don't know if it's because I slept weird or if my workout yesterday engaged my back more than I thought it did, or maybe it's just that I'm getting old and therefore might wake up with some back pain. But because today I was supposed to hit upper body, I told myself, you know what, let's push it back to tomorrow, give myself the time that I need to rest, and we'll start fresh tomorrow with a upper body workout. So instead today, I am going to focus on getting my steps in. It's actually snowing outside, and I don't know if that contributed to my let's push the workout back to tomorrow kind of feeling, but I'm kind of feeling like being cozy at home. I'm not expecting big amounts of snow. I think from what I've seen on the forecast, we're just supposed to get a little bit of snow. First, I do want to try to do a little bit of a walking pad moment. I have some YouTube videos lined up that I really want to watch, so we're just going to hit two birds with one stone, and I really enjoyed doing that earlier this week, so we're going to recreate that moment. And I also have a couple of chores that I want to do around my apartment that I've been pushing back, and now that I'm spending the day at home, it's just a perfect opportunity to do that. And also because it's kind of cozy out, I think I might just use that time to read. I have been enjoying reading a little bit more recently, so I just maybe could set the vibe and spend the day reading and, you know, doing what I'm supposed to be doing around the apartment. It's 2:30 p.m. and I haven't had lunch yet, but I started to feel a little bit hungry, but not starved, you know? So I decided to make myself a piece of toast with some chicken salad on top, and I'll be enjoying that with a Diet Coke. Not the most filling meal, but it's exactly what I'm in the mood for. It's time for dinner, and I've decided to order takeout. I just wasn't really feeling like cooking, and I haven't had a lot of calories today. I think I'm only 1,000 calories in. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna do this. And let's just say that this place is relatively healthy, so I don't mind too much. Let me show you. So you basically get these bowls with grilled chicken that is marinated in some kind of sauce. You get to decide, and then you can choose your toppings as well as your base. So I went with the sweet chicken, which is basically a barbecue sauce. As my base, I have some brown rice and romaine lettuce. And as my toppings, I have these crispy onions, some sweet pickles, the cucumber, I have tomato over here, some corn, and some avocado puree. That gives me a total of about 800 calories, and I want to say about 25 grams of protein. I just wanted to point out that I finally reached my water goal for today. See? No more water. Good morning. So today I'm starting with a little bit of a lighter breakfast. So I have oatmeal here, to which I've added some raspberries, some flavored almonds, and a teaspoon of Nutella. I'm feeling very bloated today, so I kind of just want to start with this and we'll see if I need to add more. That brings me to 330 calories and only 9 grams of protein, but I'm just gonna take a slow today. I'm not feeling very well digestion wise. So anyway, this morning I have a freelance call at 11, so I need to prepare for that. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing right now while I'm enjoying my breakfast. I have about an hour before my call, so I figured I would hop on my walking pad and watch some YouTube videos to get some steps in while I wait. Not a bad way to start the day. My call is in 15 minutes, but I'm starting to feel a bit hungry, so I'm gonna drink this Premier protein shake to get me over to lunch. I just got off my work call, and so now I was responding to comments on YouTube, and I just want to take a moment to thank you guys so much for all the love on my last video. It low-key blew up. I never thought this could happen to me. I mean, I've been on this platform for 8 years, and I've been loving creating content, whether people were seeing it or not, and I don't even know where to begin because I can't keep up with the comments right now. There's so many of them, and you guys are leaving like full-on paragraphs. Like, it's not just 2 or 3 words. It's like you guys are sharing your journey, you're sharing your advice, and everyone's been so nice and constructive, and everyone's been providing encouragement and advice, but it all comes from a place of love. And I just want to say thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm excited to see where things will go from here, but you guys are keeping me honest, I guess, and you're pushing me to want to get better every time. And I know I'm making a lot of mistakes. My goal is to learn from them and just keep on getting better every week. And so yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with all of the love. Like, I keep seeing the number of views and subscribers and comments just keep rising up. And while I've seen growth on my channel before, I've never seen it at this rate. And I just wanted to say thank you because I was not expecting this at all. And like, I've even had people DM me on Instagram being like, thank you for sharing your journey. And I was just like, mind blown, honestly. I have no other words. I keep refreshing my YouTube studio, and I try not to do that usually because I can get in my head when it comes to stats, but the numbers keep on getting bigger and better, and I can't. Anyway, I'm just gonna go finish responding to the few comments that I got this morning that I didn't get around to respond to. And I think after that, I might go ahead and make lunch, but I'm not feeling quite hungry yet, so I might end up going to the gym now. I was planning on going after lunch anyway, but maybe I'll just do it now and come back from the gym and have lunch then. Not sure. I guess we'll see if I'm hungry or not, and that'll determine our next steps. Just got back from the gym. Today was upper body. The gym was quite busy, but I still managed to do everything that I wanted, so that's awesome. Now, I did also make a quick pit stop at the grocery store because I wanted to restock on a few fresh items mostly. Not a full restock because honestly, I have a lot of things in my fridge and in my freezer still, but there were a couple of things that I was missing that I wanted to repurchase, so I figured I would show you guys. First, I got some light mayo. So this is Elements half the fat, and I'm running low on my light mayo, so I bought another one so that I can already have a refill when I run out. Got some raspberries, some Ilanis. So these are the flavors that don't come in my Costco variety pack. I got 2 of the Ilani peach and then 2 of the orange kiss. I also got some new burger buns. I want to make a chicken burger for lunch, and it's just something that I love recently. I've been kind of obsessed with burgers. I have a new tomato, some mini cucumbers, and finally my favorite potatoes at the moment. They are the McCain bistro style savory wedges. They're so good. So now I'm gonna put everything away and I'm gonna make myself some lunch. As I said, I want to do a chicken burger with some of these potato wedges, and we're gonna watch Bridgerton part 2 of season 4, which just came out today, and I have been saving these episodes for after my workout as my little reward for going to the gym today, so I'm very excited.
This author knows of at least one mister who...
For dinner, I'm having one of my absolute favorite meal, which is a salmon poke bowl. In this, we have cucumber, mango, some carrots, some edamame, the salmon poke, of course, on a bed of jasmine white rice, as well as some crispy onions on top, which brings my grand total for today at 1,846 calories and 103 grams of protein. This looks delicious. For breakfast this morning, I'm once again having oatmeal with raspberries, Nutella, and some almonds. I was supposed to go to the gym today, but I woke up feeling once again super bloated and very low energy. So I took something to help with the stomach ache, and I think today I'm just going to focus on getting my steps in and hitting the rest of my goals, and we'll push the workout back to tomorrow. So I'm feeling, as I said, low energy. So I'm having an Alani and I'm gonna hop on the walking pad and get my 8,000 steps in. This is the Orange Kiss flavor and it's one of my absolute favorites. So good. So I just need this to motivate myself to get moving, and we'll do that right away. I'm almost at my 8,000 steps goal already. I made myself a super quick lunch that is basically an exact copy and paste of yesterday. For dinner, I'm having this big ass salad that I made earlier this week. That brings my total for today in terms of protein at 80 grams so far. I'm thinking maybe I could have like a Greek yogurt or something later on this evening as a late night sweet treat. Another day, another oatmeal. Good morning. First of all, I apologize if the lighting is a little bit weird. It's raining outside today, so it's a little bit dark and gloomy, which means that my apartment overall is less well lit than it typically would be. Now, I wanted to come on here and give you guys a proper update because I know I didn't talk to you guys a lot yesterday. I just wasn't really feeling well, to be honest, and I tried to just relax and take a chill and still try to hit my goals, which I did for the most part. The only goal that I did not reach yesterday was the protein. I was at 80 grams of protein because I've decided to start maybe laying back on all of the fake protein sources that I've been consuming a lot of, like protein shakes, for instance, like the Premier protein shakes. As much as I love them, I don't know if they're affecting my digestive system right now. And because I've been having a lot of issues with digestion overall, I just want to try to gravitate towards more whole foods. I know I eat a lot of processed or even ultra processed foods, especially when it comes to the protein, because I'm someone who doesn't love to cook and it has to be quick and easy. And so protein bars, protein shakes, stuff like that just makes it easy for me to get to my protein goal. But right now I'm just kind of focusing more on the calorie aspect, trying to find ways to, yes, have whole foods that will be high in protein. But right now, like, I'm just focusing on unprocessing my diet a little bit. I just know that there's something wrong with my digestive system, and I'm at the point where I don't know if I should call my doctor. I'm gonna give myself like the weekend to see if I get better, because it's the second time that this is happening where I feel bloated all the time. I feel very crampy, and I don't think it has anything to do with my period or like my cycle, because it's happened 2 weeks ago and I wasn't on my period then and I'm not on my period now. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. And then I'm having trouble digesting food. My weight is going up. I don't know. It's a little bit of a struggle. I just know, like today, for instance, I feel better than I was yesterday, but I don't know if I should push myself and go to the gym because I feel like I have some kind of energy, but I don't want to go back to pushing myself too hard too fast, because what if my body needs the time to heal, you know? I'm gonna still aim to hit at least 8,000 steps for today, but if I see that like I'm not feeling too well, I might end up just walking. I feel like that's better than nothing. Once again, consistency for me right now is more important than perfection, so I'm just trying to get into the habit of doing that. And yeah, I've been struggling a little bit with balance, I would say, and mindset this week. I feel like for the beginning of the week, I was excited, things were moving in the right direction, but then since I started having these issues coming back, I've just been, I don't know, a little bit down. My weight has been going up in the past couple of days. I'm not gonna lie, I've been weighing myself in every day, and I only share with you the weekly averages. But right now, if I look at my weekly average, it says that I have gone up, I think, 0.4 pounds, but I know it's because I've been having trouble digesting my food. So let's just say it's been a lot, and I'm just trying to do this the best way that I can and try to heal myself. But I also want to push myself, because I know that if I don't push myself, I'm not gonna to achieve the results that I want, but I also don't want to make it worse for myself right now. So yeah, it's just been a little bit of a weird couple of days, I guess. I'm hoping that I'll feel better. I had some leftover rice in the fridge, so I made myself another poke for lunch. "8,000 steps are done. We're finally getting some light out. I feel like spring is near." It's about 4 p.m. and I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry, so I'm gonna make myself a yogurt bowl as a snack. So I'm gonna start by using this Oikos Pro yogurt, which has 18 grams of protein per portion. I do need the protein today because I'm a little bit behind. On top of that, I'm gonna add some mango chunks. Not sure why, but I'm kind of in the mood. I'm also gonna add some raspberries because apparently they aid digestion. And while I've been feeling a little bit better overall, I think the movement helped. I still feel like I might as well just make the most out of what I have. And I'm gonna finish it off with some granola. I have this one that I bought a little bit ago, and I'm just gonna add a little bit on top just for crunch. I don't need a lot. I just want something satisfying texture-wise, and that will be my little treat. This looks so insanely good. I'm excited.
Standoff is a confrontation between at least 3 parties.
It's time for the final recap. So I'm ending this week at 201.4 pounds. I'll admit I'm very happy to see this number on the scale, not only because it's almost 1 pound down from the beginning of the week, but also I was seeing an upward trend in the last few days, and I know that was due to my digestive issues, which by the way, I'm feeling a lot better today. It's the first morning where I did not wake up bloated, so I see that as a good sign, but I just felt like I was maybe doing something wrong. Even though I was showing up consistently, I was doing all the things, I just felt like maybe there was something that was preventing me from losing that weight, and I'm at the beginning stage, right? I want to see that scale go down every week just because it's giving me the motivation that I need while I build discipline. And I will say, creating these videos is holding me accountable, and I love that. It does mean that my journey is very public and people can see my mistakes, and I'm learning, and obviously everyone has an opinion on what you're doing and not doing, and it's a lot of noise. While I do love creating those videos, I also have to keep that in mind. But all of those things, right now I'm just at the stage where I'm trying to build that discipline that will mean I'm showing up even when I don't feel like it. And I feel like this week was a good example of me getting there, of me getting consistent even when I don't want to be. Even when I got sick, I still showed up and did the things that would help me propel myself forward. So I got my steps in, I drank my water, I stayed within my calorie deficit, and past me probably would have given up and be like, you know what, I'll start when the timing is right. But I kept with it, and I think to me that just shows that consistency is key here, and I need to keep reminding myself of that. We're not necessarily going to be changing anything dramatically unless we hit a plateau. For now, I'm just going to try to showing up. I'm going to try to get better every week. I'm going to try to improve myself. Instead of achieving perfection, just achieve consistency, because this is what is going to help me get the results that I want. Now, let's take a closer look at each of our goals. First, let's start with the diet part, because for me, that remains the biggest struggle. I think I have a lot to learn in this area. I am trying my best with what I have. I'm not someone who loves to cook, so I like to have something that is quick, easy, and simple, but definitely that means that sometimes I don't always make the best choices. I am trying to improve, and that's an area where I will want to get better in the next few weeks. But for now, when it comes to the calorie deficit, surprisingly, I was able to maintain that fairly well this week. And I say surprisingly because last week I felt like we had a lot of ups and downs. Days where I was above, days where I was beyond, and overall the average was about 2,100 calories, which is close to my calorie deficit. So I wasn't too mad at it, and we lost weight anyway. So it wasn't something that I was mad at. But this week I was able to average about 2,000 calories every day. So consistency here really happened. Also, I'm closer to 2,000 now than I was last week. So for me, that's an improvement. While I know the food choices that I'm making could be improved, I still think that I'm not doing too bad a job, considering that I started out rough last week and I'm improving. I'm moving forward, even though I still have a lot to learn. Now, for the 100 grams of protein, I started out the week strong. I was able to hit my 100 grams of protein every day until we hit the midweek point, and I started feeling a little weird. And that's when it kind of went downhill from there. I had days where I was kind of really below, like we're talking about 80 grams of protein. And then I had days where I was close, but not quite at 100. So this is definitely an area where I want to focus on this upcoming week. I will say the fact that I felt a little off, and so decided to kind of keep away from all of the ultra processed protein sources like protein bars, protein shakes, which I've been consuming a lot of, protein powders, all of that has kind of made it a little bit harder for me to reach my protein goal. So I definitely want to start looking into getting new ideas for whole foods that are also protein heavy. So So if you have any recommendations, I'm really open to your suggestions, but this is definitely an area where I want to improve on. I know the whole diet portion is something that I really want to put more focus into, because right now I've been kind of going for easy and quick, and while that has helped me achieve my goals, I would just like to have more recipes maybe on my roster that make it easy for me to achieve my protein goals and my calorie deficit goal without feeling like I have to compromise all the time. Now let's talk about my water goal. So I wanted to drink a gallon of water every day, and I think there's only one day this week where that did not happen. For the most part, I think I did pretty well on that front. I do think I still need to work on pacing myself better. There were days where I had to chug the last of my water in order to reach that gallon threshold, but for the most part, I think I'm doing pretty well. I just want to keep at it and just keep making it easier on myself and drink more throughout the day so that I don't have to chug at night. But even then, there are days where I felt like pretty on pace. Yesterday, for instance, I finished my third water by like 9 o'clock. Never happens to me. So I'm really happy that I'm seeing progress there, and I think I just need to continue drinking as much water as I am to make sure I'm staying hydrated. I think that's going to help with my digestion issues as well. So overall, I just think I'm doing well. I just need to keep on pacing myself better. Now for the movement portion. First, I wanted to hit 8,000 steps a day, and I will say this is the goal that is by far the easiest for me so far. Even last week, I was able to easily achieve that. Once again, this week, we're doing really well. I did not go under 8,000 steps a single day. I will say the walking pad this week has become my best friend. I realized that I was underutilizing my walking pad. I'm not sure why I wasn't reaching for it before, but now that I remembered that I had this tool that I could use, I have developed a routine that I love. I love just stepping on the walking pad, putting on some YouTube videos, and just walking for an hour. For me, that's a great way to get some movement in, and that is definitely something that I want to keep doing, especially while the weather is still a little weird here in Quebec. We're about to hit the spring portion of the year where sometimes it snows, sometimes it's really warm, it's wet everywhere. It's just not ideal for walking outside sometimes. So that will definitely be a tool that I can continue to utilize when I don't want to go to the gym. Now, talking about the gym, I was hoping to do 4 lifting sessions this week. I only managed to do 3, and I will say I'm happy with that, even though I wanted to do 4. And I think if my body hadn't been fighting against me, I probably would have been able to do 4. It wasn't that I was sore or anything. It was mostly that like I couldn't stand up because I was so bloated and I was so crampy. So I decided to give myself a break, but I think I would have been able to hit 4 if that hadn't been for that. So I will continue to aim for 4, especially now that I'm unemployed. I have the time, and I would rather try to build that habit of going consistently and not even have to ask myself if I want to go. I will keep on working towards getting to that 4 times a week. For now, if 3 is the only thing I can manage, I would rather do that than nothing, but I definitely want to push myself to get to that 4th session a week. I think that will make a big difference. Also, I love going to the gym. So for me, the fact that I couldn't go towards the end of the week was a little bit of a letdown, not because I felt guilty because of the weight loss portion, but just because I genuinely love working out and going to the gym and getting some movement in. So I am excited to be adding that back into my routine in the next few days. Finally, at the beginning of the week, I added 2, I'm gonna say whimsical goals. 2 things that have nothing to do with weight loss, but were gonna help me maybe get out of my life slump that I was in at the moment, add a little bit more whimsy to my day, just make myself feel better. The first one was I wanted to finish a book, and I did. I finished A Spiral by Bacabra. I gave that book a 3 out of 5 stars, and I actually managed to finish a second book that I did not talk about, I think, in the vlog, which is Takeout by Erin Finley. I gave that book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. A really fun, lighthearted read. And then I started 2 new books. So I started Revolve by Bacabra, so the next book in that Of the Ice series. The premise of this one really reminded me of Fire on Ice, and so I decided to give it a try. I'm only 50 pages in so far, so I'll probably give you guys more of an update in the next vlog. And then I also started reading Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. I've been seeing a few creators talk about it, and then this week I watched Covers with Cassidy, and she talked about how much she loved this book, and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm sold. I am ready to dive in. I downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited, and I have been loving it. I'm 60-ish% in so far. Really loving this book. I will probably finish that in the next couple of days. I will say, finishing Spiral and pushing myself to finish that book kind of reignited my love for reading. It just brought me back to that momentum of reading a little bit every day, whereas before I felt like it was a chore. I wasn't clicking with anything, and I'm glad that I'm finally back in that space where I'm really enjoying reading. My last goal for this week was to do one activity that wasn't gaming or watching TV. This is one that I did not do intentionally, but I still managed to do other things that were not watching TV. I feel like overall I consumed a lot less TV this week. I still watch it, don't get me wrong. Like, I love ending my nights playing Disney Dreamlight Valley in bed and watching a couple of episodes of my favorite show, or I'll watch a few episodes while eating, but I feel like overall, I have not just been spending my days on my couch watching TV. Like I had some work to do. I ended up going to the movie theater with my sister. I ended up doing some editing. I just did other things, even though I wouldn't consider those to be activities and I didn't do any of those things intentionally. I still consider this goal to be halfway achieved, I would say. I did spend less time watching TV overall, but I didn't dedicate a specific moment of my week to just do something different. The only time I did do that, I read. So I'm not sure if I should be counting it or not, but overall, I'm still very happy with how this week went, regardless of the chaos that ensued. I was hoping, once again, I feel like that's a pattern with these vlogs, that I would have an easier time, but I'm definitely getting there. And I like the fact that the beginning is tough because I feel like eventually all of those things that I'm struggling with will become easier. I'm not saying they'll become easy, but I think they won't be as much of a burden as they are right now. So I'm excited to continue on this journey, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!